Police released this video of a shooting from the 4th of July in West Philadelphia and announced there is a $20,000 reward for any information. 2 men died and 2 teens were injured. Police are now searching for the 4 people who fired the shots. 2 had blue lasers attached to their guns. Video shows them firing several shots at a group of people attending a barbecue in front of a business. They were driving a gray-colored sedan with dark-tinted windows. Anyone with any information is asked to call police immediately. Katie Johnston for CBSN, Philly.
That includes multiple shooters who remain at large. Our camera spotted a 138 makeshift evidence marker at the scene. Police say some 140 pieces of ballistic evidence are involved.
We definitely believe, based on our observation, a gun with a switch was involved, which we've talked about has been a significant issue for us.
As crews work to erase the reminders of the violence on South Edding Street, police and community groups work together.
They want to be heard. They want to know that this is not who Edding Street and South Philly and Grays Ferry is.
Tyreek Glasgow was raised in the neighborhood and is now the executive director of Young Chances Foundation. It sits just a block away from the shooting that police say killed 3 people and left 9 others injured. He canceled a summer camp today that the organization runs and instead walked up and down the sidewalk, helping those impacted by the violence.
It hurt me this morning. I was frustrated. My tears don't come from the pain. It comes from letting these kids down.
When the cameras is gone and everybody has forgotten all about it, we're still here. Whether it be West Philly, North Philly, South Philly, if we have to travel across the line, we do that.
Philadelphia Anti-Drug, Anti-Violence Network was another group on the scene. The organization also responded to another mass shooting that happened outside of a South Philadelphia nightclub around 4 o'clock Saturday morning, where 8 people were wounded.
My focus is parents getting involved. Everybody have to get involved.
That call to action is shared by Philadelphia Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel. He pointed out, while yes, shootings are down in the city according to the data, the problem is far from being solved.
I can't police myself out of a parent who's not engaging their child and not having them walk in the streets well after time.
SV Twiz, the hood blogger, y'all know how I carry it. Shout out to everybody that been rocking with the content. Y'all already know what it is, man. If y'all new to the channel, hit the sub. If y'all a returning viewer and y'all ain't sub yet, what's the hold up, bro? But long story short, man, on top of the trash issues that is going on in Philly right now, it been a lot of shootings, bro, over the 4th of July weekend. It been real messy, man, real messy. Everything seemed like it started turning up soon as it hit Friday.
Car in northeast Philadelphia. Police tell us the 15-year-old was found dead with multiple gunshot wounds in an alleyway along the 6300 block of Revere Street. This was just after 6 tonight. A witness telling police a sedan, possibly white, pulled into the driveway and pushed the teen out of the car before taking off. And shortly after that shooting, we learned that an 18-year-old woman had been shot in a road rage shooting on Roosevelt Boulevard in Bustleton. Police say the woman was shot in the shoulder. This is the 11 o'clock news. I'm Sheba Russell. We want to get straight out to our Steve Keeley. And Steve, a busy night for you and police. What can you tell us?
Well, I just spoke to a veteran detective, and he says we both have seen so many road rage cases in our careers. This is the most outrageous one. It's more of a parking lot rage. So we're outside the Walmart. Sean, show them the Walmart. This is how close we are to the front doors. And 2 guys that had 2 of the best parking spots wasn't good enough for them. So this red Chevy pickup driver.
Yeah, on 4th of July, people was just raging, man, at the grocery store and the street and the car driving. So, yeah.
He's got an 18-year-old woman with him in the front seat and 3 little kids in the back. It's a 4-door pickup truck. The man's in there. We're not going to show his face, but he's in the back of this car. He's got a graze wound to his head. He's the driver and owner of the red Chevy pickup. He's backing his truck in, and you can see, look, he didn't even go over the white line, but the guy in this gray Jeep thought he was parking too close to his nice gray Jeep, so they get into an argument. And both of these guys have guns. So according to police, this 37-year-old driver of this Jeep starts shooting into the windshield with this family of 5 in there.
Wow.
Fortunately, nobody's killed, but the worst hurt is this 18-year-old wounded in the shoulder, the female, and she's at the hospital and stable. Now we're going to walk to the front of this man's Jeep. And this guy who was worried about a scratch on his Jeep somehow fired a gun when he was all upset through his own windshield, because you can see the glasses pushing out. And that's an evidence that it was.
And don't tell me he probably got insurance. That was just stupid.
Coming from inside going out. So he fired a shot through his windshield there of his own vehicle while he was all upset. And again, this is outside the Walmart. Now look on the roof of the Walmart. You've got cameras that captured all this. Then behind us, as my man Sean Park turns around, there's one of these mobile cameras. So there's so much surveillance of this. And these guys know they're under surveillance. And as one cop said, everybody's got a gun and everybody's got a temper, and the two make a bad mix. Here's Chief Inspector Scott Small, who we just interviewed at the scene of the 15-year-old murder 55 minutes ago. This is just outrageous, one detective just said.
Yeah, this all started over parking, and both vehicles, both drivers had a parking spot, good parking spots, but they felt that the vehicles were too close to one another, and possibly maybe when they opened a door could scratch or cause some damage. But they had an argument, and it escalated into gunshots, where two individuals were actually shot. One 18-year-old female who was in the Chevy pickup truck was shot in the shoulder. So she's stable, Jefferson Tarsdale, but she's extremely lucky. And there was 3 other juvenile children in that truck that got struck.
While we're talking, Sean's going to go back and show the front of the red truck's pickup windshield. How is the miracle that none of the kids are shot, the guy's only grazed, and nobody's killed? He's firing basically point blank into the windshield where there's a family of 5.
He's only firing from about 10, 15 feet away. Several bullets go through that front windshield, and we know that there's 5 individuals in that pickup truck, but 2 of them were struck. The 50-year-old driver, graze wound to his head. He's extremely lucky. Treated and released on the scene, stayed to talk to police, but the 18-year-old female, we believe.
And he did that all because it looked like he can't get through, like right there when they showed the truck. I guess because he parked too close to his truck. That's crazy. People, boy.
Is his daughter. He's struck in the shoulder, so she's very, very lucky that she's stable.
You've got both guns, and the 37-year-old guy never left the scene here. He's there thinking he didn't do anything wrong. And this is right outside a busy Walmart. Why, there's a shootout, and this Walmart's packed here right now, even this late.
Yeah, the Walmart was wide open for business, multiple customers inside, and there are people coming and going to their cars. The parking lot is almost packed, and we watch the recording. It's all caught on camera, and you can see multiple people walking in and out of the businesses in the parking lot right where these shots were fired.
All right, Scott Small, thanks again. And Sheba, he's off to another shooting, a man shot in the stomach a couple of miles from here. So it's been one of those nights as we head into the 4th of July weekend.
And I can already tell how exhausted you are by all of these stories that you've been running to all day today, practically, Steve. All right.
You can see by even on this news clip that even the news reporters is frustrated and burnt out from the repeated shootings that's going on in this.
Man, it was so many in Philadelphia. Man, so many.
City of Philly, man. Definitely pray for Philly, but let's just get into, what happened over the weekend. It says, over just one holiday weekend, police say 19 shootings occurred across the city, leaving 46 people injured and 6 people unalived. At around 9:15 p.m. Friday, police officers were called to the intersection of York and 2nd Streets in North Philly. Upon arrival, officers found a man inside a sedan that had crashed into a telephone pole. Officials said the man had been shot in the lower back and that there were multiple bullet holes in the rear passenger side of the car. He was taken to Temple University, where he was listed as stable. Shortly after that, around 10:30, police say a 15-year-old boy walked into Penn Presbyterian Medical Center with a gunshot wound to his leg. He told investigators he was shot near 41st and Ogden Streets in the Belmont City section. Police located a crime scene in the shooting and began investigating. At around 11 p.m., police received calls about gunshots on the 5700 block of Van Dyke Street. Upon arrivals, medics found the 27-year-old woman near 5700 State Road who said she was been shot in the head. She was rushed to Jefferson Tarsdale Medical, where she was listed as stable. Just before 4 a.m. Saturday morning, On the 1100 block of South 11th Street, police say a shooting occurred at a 7 Elements bar and lounge. Officers arrived on scene to find 3 people suffering from gunshot wounds. Those 3 were rushed to local hospitals. 2 of those victims who were listed in critical condition, including a security guard who was shot in the face and a woman who was shot in the back. Officials later upgraded their conditions as stable. Police say 5 more people checked themselves into an area's hospitals due to the incident shooting, bringing the total number of people injured to 8. A 40-year-old man died as he exchanged gunfire with Philly police officers after they responded to a North Philly resident's domestic call.
Investigators say officers came under fire when responding to a domestic violence call along the 2900 block of Lawrence Street. Police say the shooter ran out of that house and then fired at officers.
The male then enters the driver's side of the police vehicle, closes the door. What we believe is maybe about to try to take the police vehicle, at which point in time he continues to fire at the officers as they approach the vehicle.
Police returned fire and hit the suspect several times. He did not survive. No officers were injured.
Police were called to the 2900 block of North Lawrence Street in North Philadelphia Saturday evening around 6 p.m. on a domestic call, specifically referencing the person with a gun. When they arrived and began to approach the residence, they were met with gunfire from within the home. A man then left the residence, still shooting at the officers. Police took cover and exchanged gunfire with the man that fatally shot him. At around 1:20 a.m., Philly police officers responded to the 22nd District for a report of a shooting in a large crowd. Police discovered a male suffering from gunshot wounds to his back and his thigh and took him to Temple University. Shortly after, police say juvenile male and adult female, both gunshot injuries, arrived at the hospital by a private vehicle. Another mass shooting occurred in Grays Ferry overnight Sunday. Officers from Philadelphia Police Department were called to the 1500 block of South Eden Street in Grays Ferry around 1 a.m. for reports of a shooting. A 19-year-old man, a 23-year-old man, and a 24-year-old man had got their lives taken during the shooting.
Boy, I'm talking about people in Carlin, people really getting unalived and shot. Every time it's a call on 4th of July in Philly. Look, the people ain't just calling talking they shooting outside. People was getting shot and unalived. Back to back.
And 9 others were injured, and between the ages of 15 to 24 were hurt.
Incidents over the July 4th weekend. 3 people in the Grays Ferry mass shooting were killed and 9 more injured. Investigators returning to the scene today. And Kelly, you spoke with the family of one of the victims who died. Unfortunately, this is not the first time they've dealt with gun violence.
Yeah, Sheba, sadly, that is the case. The father of 24-year-old Azir Harris had a heartbroken plea to the city of Philadelphia today to put the guns down. He says Azir was a father to a 1-year-old little boy and a paraplegic because he survived a...
Quite a few of them was caught on camera, though, because there's cameras everywhere. You know, the shooting outside of Walmart, they was on camera. A couple other shootings, a shooting at a party, it was on a doorbell ring. Some other shooters, they was all like caught on camera, though. You know, not all of them, but most of them was caught on camera.
Drive-by shooting when he was only 17 years old. His family has been through so much, and they are devastated.
I carried him at his time when he was down, and now I can't be able to pick him up no more, and it hurts. Me too. It hurts me bad.
Troy Harris says he keeps a close watch on his son, the youngest of 6, 24-year-old Azir Harris, who has been wheelchair-bound since he was 17 years old following his injuries in a drive-by shooting in South Philadelphia. When Azir's friends got him out of the house last night, he says he didn't question it.
But I figured they'd either go to the store, get some juice or something like that. Never thought that he would be on the other side of town when that happened to him.
He identified Azir, an outgoing, positive father to a 1-year-old boy, as one of the 3 victims shot and killed on the 1500 block of South Edding Street around 1 a.m. He says Azir's son's mother was one of the 9 other victims injured in the shooting. Emotional loved ones gathered outside Penn Presbyterian Hospital all morning for updates as police were seen towing vehicles away for evidence. As seen in this surveillance video, police say they believe more than 100 shots erupted during the impromptu block party gathering on the block. Police say this video is part.
You could see how them shooting. How them things shooting right there. They got that's that switch right there. That's what that switch is, huh? Look. Look at this.
As seen in this surveillance video, police say they believe more than 100 shots erupted during the impromptu block party gathering on the block. Police say this video is part of their ongoing investigation. The gunfire striking homes and cars, one of them towed from the neighborhood today. Commissioner Kevin Bethel said he believes at least one gun had a switch on it, a device that can.
I'm telling you, if the doorbell camera showing it definitely had it.
Convert handguns into fully automatic machine guns.
We had a significant level of violence over the weekend, but we can continue to see our trends are not heading in the opposite direction. We will not go back to the times where we had 560 plus homicides. That is not happening.
Frustration. I understand what happened last night, but it's really about understanding what we did yesterday and tomorrow.
Tyreek Glasgow with the Young Chances Foundation says
we had 560 plus homicides. That is.
Whoa, did you hear what he said? How many?
It's not happening.
Fully automatic machine guns.
We had a significant level of violence over the weekend, but we can continue to see our trends are not heading in the opposite direction. We will not go back to the times where we had 560 plus homicides. That is not happening.
Frustration. I understand what happened last night.
Did he say 560 plus? Whoa.
But it's really about understanding what we did yesterday and tomorrow.
Tyreek Glasgow with the Young Chances Foundation says they set up most days like this on the block with other agencies, including the 17th District Police. He says he had to cancel summer camp today as many children were scared to leave home.
To wake up this morning from what happened last night is a travesty. So it takes us to change this.
Harris also hoping for change as his family manages a new nightmare.
I just want to say, put these guns down, man. It's a better way to solve it. Really do. It's a better way to solve.
Officers from Philadelphia Police Department were called to the 6100 block of Vine Street in Southwest Philly around 2:30 a.m. for reportings of a shooting. Police found 4 young men between ages 18 to 22 suffering from gunshot wounds and brought them back to the hospital where they remain in unknown condition. As y'all can remember, pretty much when Memorial Day hit, it was definitely a mass shooting. But it wasn't as bad as how, 4th of July weekend was. And just like I was saying before, you can't even, in the city of Philly, you can't even get around for gatherings.
I'm talking about people getting shot. A whole car right there with that Jeep, a whole car. Dude shot up the whole car. Old people and everything, kids, a whole family, 5 people. Oh, the man that was driving was 57 years old in the truck. But the dude in the Jeep shot up the truck all because he was parked too close to his truck in Walmart parking lot with cameras. Like, that people be, that's stupid.
You don't enjoy stuff with family, cookouts and all that because there's so much going on that things go left quick. And unfortunately, it was a real bloody weekend in the city. The only thing that is slightly positive, it might sound crazy, is that most of the victims that got hit actually survived. Even though it was 47 people in total that got hit throughout.
Yeah, it was 47 people in total, but shit, a good percentage died too. At least 10 people or something like that. Well, I think they said 4 people or something like that.
The weekend, with 19 different shootings, but at the end of the day, man, we can't do nothing but pray, and try to stay out the way. But this SV Twiz the Hood blogger, man, let me know what y'all think about this.
Drew, thank you. 603. Since you went to bed, 17 people have been shot in the Philadelphia area, 2 different locations. We'll start with this one. 3 people are dead and 13 injured in a mass shooting in South Philly. At least one of the victims is a child.
It could be more. Let's get right out to Greg.
Yeah, no, Mike and Karen, it's been, quite the wild scene. And let me tell you, we've been talking all morning. I've been saying that I've seen 69 of those markers in place, but we've moved a little bit and because of daylight, you can see that there is 77 that we currently see. Now, there could be even more on that porch, but just look at that porch and the amount of markings that are
I think that's the one when they had the switch on doorbell on camera. They might show it again.
On there. It just puts it into perspective of how many bullets were flying in this situation, which police believe that this was an exchange of gunfire. Now, police say just before 1 a.m., they received reports of gunfire on the 1500 block of South Edding Street and Grace Ferry. Now, authorities say 3 people were killed and 10 others injured by gunfire. About 8 of those victims were transported by ambulance, with a couple of victims being transported privately to the hospital. Authorities say the majority of the shooting victims were adults, and a couple being juveniles. No juveniles were killed in this shooting. Commissioner Bethel says police were called to this area previously over the weekend after some complaints, and even made an arrest during one of the incidents. During those situations, police say there was a large amount of people on the block, and they believe during this shooting...
That's just right there. I knew it was like, it was more than, it wasn't 4 people that died in Philly on 4th of July. I think it was like, it was close to 10 somewhere. Like, look, 3 just at that party where I think it was a party or something that was on the porch. 3, 10 people hurt, 3 dead, just from one place.
Shooting, there was more than 40 people. Commissioner Bethel says despite the large amount of violence over the weekend, it will still not stop their mission of trying to keep Philadelphia safe.
Unfortunately, we had a group of individuals out here around 12:56. Officers hear gunshots. They respond to the location. We have about 13 individuals who were shot, of which 3 have been pronounced. None of those are juveniles, but we have 2 juveniles who were shot. So we're working through this process now. It'll be a lengthy investigation. And, as we recover, we have numerous rounds that were shot on the block.
Yeah, and police say they are talking with a person who was injured and armed to try and see what their involvement was in this incident. But Karen and Mike, I mean, as the hours continue going on by, it just continues to get more and more active in regards to the markers that you're seeing. Greg Gilroy, he had mentioned to me that he had saw one of the investigators actually take a marker off of one of the vehicles. So, I mean, bullets were flying left and right all over the place, and you can just see it based on seeing this.
Oh, they must have carry concealed or something like that. He was talking to the police talking to somebody that got shot and was shooting.
Live shot in regards to the amount of activity that was happening overnight. It's pretty astonishing to see, guys.
Absolutely. And we have another shooting to tell you about now, 606.
You mentioned it off the top. 4 more people shot. This is, again, just hours ago. New overnight. This is in Southwest Philadelphia, right around 2:30 in the morning between South 62nd Street and Vine Street. Police say 3 adults were shot and taken to the hospital. And then also a child, a teenager, a 4th victim. Investigators say 3 of the victims are in stable condition and 1 of them is in critical condition.
Developing tonight, we're learning more about some of the victims in that deadly mass shooting in Grace Ferry. Philadelphia police say it was one of 19 shooting incidents over the July 4th weekend. 3 people in the Grace Ferry mass shooting were killed and 9 more injured. Investigators returning to the scene today. And Kelly, you spoke with the family of one of the victims who died. Unfortunately, this is not the first time they've dealt with gun violence.
Yeah, Sheba, sadly, that is the case. The father of 24-year-old Azir Harris had a heartbroken plea to the city of Philadelphia today to put the guns down. He says Azir was a father to a 1-year-old little boy and a paraplegic because he survived a drive-by shooting when he was only 17 years old. This family has been through so much, and they are devastated.
I carried him at his time when he was down, and now I can't be able to pick him up no more, and it hurts. Really do. It hurts me bad.
Troy Harris says he keeps a close watch on his son, the youngest of 6, 24-year-old Azir Harris, who has been wheelchair-bound since he was 17 years old following his injuries in a drive-by shooting in South Philadelphia.
Man, it be so messed up now. You can't go nowhere. You go out to the club and you walking out the door with somebody that got beef with somebody else that they done dissed. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna stop trying to get their target just because you walking out. They don't even know you. They don't care.
When Azir's friends got him out of the house last night, he says he didn't question it.
Well, I figured they'd either go to the store, get some juice or something like that. Never thought that he would be be on the other side of town that happened to him.
He identified Azir, an outgoing positive father to a 1-year-old boy, as one of the 3 victims shot and killed on the 1500 block of South Edding Street around 1 a.m. He says Azir's son's mother was one of the 9 other victims injured in the shooting. Emotional loved ones gathered outside Penn Presbyterian Hospital all morning for updates as police were seen towing vehicles
Oh, wow. His mom got shot too. Wow.
away for evidence. As seen in this surveillance video, police say they believe more than 100 shots erupted during an impromptu block party gathering on the block. Police say this video is part of their ongoing investigation. The gunfire striking homes and cars, one of them towed from the neighborhood today. Commissioner Kevin Bethel said he believes at least one gun had a switch on it.
It's 4th of July. He got unalive. His mama got shot. It's 4th of July, so more people hanging out with their family on 4th of July. So they had to be hanging out with their family on 4th of July. It had to be somebody that family is into it with, for them to come over there and shoot up a whole house with family. You know what I'm saying? They know something.
A device that can convert handguns into fully automatic machine guns.
We had a significant level of violence over the weekend, but we can continue to see our trends are not heading in the opposite direction. We will not go back to the times where we had 560 plus homicides. That is not happening.
Frustration. I understand what happened last night, but it's really about understanding what we did yesterday and tomorrow.
Tyreek Glasgow with the Young Chances Foundation says they set up most days like this on the block with other agencies, including the 17th District Police. He says he had to cancel summer camp today as many children were scared to leave home.
To wake up this morning from what happened last night is a travesty. So it takes us to change this.
Harris also hoping for change as his family manages a new nightmare.
I just want to say, put these guns down, man. It's a better way to solve it. Really do. It's a better way to solve it.
Commissioner Bethel did say today that officers were in the area of South Edding Street earlier in the night for what he calls a pop-up event. He said they took care of that. And at one point they were pulled a few blocks away for another incident. And that's when he says the gunfire erupted. Police are asking anybody that has additional information to call 215-686-TIPS. Shiva.
The violence has been unending this weekend here. All right, Kelly, thank you.
We turn now to the latest on the investigation into the mass shooting in Philadelphia's Grays Ferry neighborhood. Detectives are now trying to identify the 3 gunmen who shot 12 people, killing 3 of them early Monday morning. Action News reporter.
They own it so bad, and they put that $20,000 reward out because they saw that switch in the video. The way that gun shooting, they just they got.
Sharifa Jackson joins us live from police headquarters in Sharifa. Action News just got an update from Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel.
Yeah, that's right. We did, Nydia. He says there's a lot of surveillance.
Well, and that boy died too. So, when people die, police they got to put pressure, to show that they doing their job.
Video, a lot of cell phone video that they have to sort through, but because of this, they have a lot of significant leads as they continue to search for those suspects.
We're going through our process. Homicide is, methodically going through the evidence.
This is the new flyer shared by Philadelphia police overnight. Detectives are pointing out these 3 shooters.
They're trying to figure it
One
out.
with what they say has a distinctive backpack. Another image showing a profile shot of this shooter's face. This ring video is part of the police investigation. It shows the
Look at that. That's why.
intense exchange of gunfire on the 1500 block of South Edding Street just before 1 a.m. Monday. In all, police say 12 people were shot. 3 of them died, including 19-year-old Jason Reese, 23-year-old Zahir Wiley, and 24-year-old Azir Harris. Action News spoke to Harris's father.
They took a piece of me that was going to be hard to fill that space.
During this emotional interview, he shared how Azir survived a drive-by shooting when he was 17 years old. He was left paralyzed and in a wheelchair, but he didn't let that stop him, advocating for gun violence survivors ever since.
He had a big heart to be his age, and he thought outside the box so much. He wanted more than just the will.
Wow,
so much. He wanted more.
Damn, my bad.
He wanted more than just the wheelchair. No, he wanted more. He wanted more life.
Police hoping to drum up tips and bring peace.
Hey, ain't that wild? Like he He survived drive-by shooting when he was 17. Not trying to say like, you know what I'm saying? He did something or whatever, but he survived that when he was 17, and then this stuff ended up happening. Some tell me that he lived that life, or he around people that live that life. For real. It's common sense. It's common sense, man.
Peace to the Harris family and everyone else impacted by this mass shooting, as Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel vows.
We continue to emphasize our work around gun violence and really being effective in going after individuals with guns and holding those individuals accountable.
Yeah, many of the injured, they remain in the hospital today. The youngest victim, only 15 years old. Again, police, they continue to investigate. We're live from Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Sharifa Jackson, Channel 6, Action News. Tam?
All right, Sharifa, thank you for that.
People are in custody after leading Philadelphia police on a high-speed chase across the city in what police say was a stolen.
And what tripped me out is how the news show this. Look. Oh yeah,
Three people are in custody after leading Philadelphia police on a high-speed chase across the city in what.
You see how they show the at the beginning, they show. That's why I put this video on here. So you see how they show. This is on the news in Philly. You see how they show the reward, the $20,000 reward. You see how they show this? That is from the video from the shooting. But right now, watch this. They about to say that, but they don't say that it's the dudes that that picture is from the shooting, right? They are about to say, and they're about to show. They was chasing somebody, 3 people down in the car. But they put this right at the beginning of the video. They didn't say that they chasing the 3 dudes, but they put this at the beginning of the video. This is the Philly news, too. This is the news.
3 people are in custody after leading Philadelphia police on a high-speed chase across the city in what police say was a stolen car. Our chopper followed the action from up top the entire way. Now, the chase started in northeast Philly.
You see that? 3 people are in the chase. At the beginning of the video, they show the $20,000 reward from the shooter 3.
The boulevard near Bustleton Ave and ended under the Platt Bridge in South Philly. We're told the suspects ran into a wooded area near the bridge before eventually being caught and arrested.
See that? What is y'all thoughts on that? Y'all think? I know the police. I know the news ain't doing no clickbait. I know the news ain't doing no clickbait stuff, man. They ain't funny. What y'all think? Y'all think the news doing clickbait, or they caught up with the people that did the shoot? Because they sure did put that $20,000 reward picture at the beginning of that video, and that was the news. Wow, man, Philly, wow. I mean, it was, man. We in a messed up time right now. You know, Milwaukee, wow, everywhere, wow, Chicago. On the 4th of July, man, people was getting shot all around the world. It's crazy. The times we living in, man. We living in a messed up time right now. You diss somebody, you know, they come switch you down. They diss you. They diss your people. Your people go switch them down after you did. You know what I'm saying? And just keep on. And it never ends. It never ends. Kids grow up and inherit the beef. You know what I'm saying? That's just I don't know. The world need a prayer. I don't know. It's messed up. Ain't nothing. It's out of control. It's out of control right now. I don't know. Y'all leave in the comments what y'all think it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? To what would it take to fix what's going on right now? I mean, is there anything somebody could do, anybody could do that will switch this stuff around, or it's just gonna go like this forever. Like I can't even think. Like I don't even know what could happen to change up how everything going right now, because all around the world is the same thing. Every city, every state, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's out of control. It's out of control. I don't even know if they can control it. Every city, every state is the same thing now. People shooting back at the police now. People are killing the police. The police killing people. You know what I'm saying? All that. It's hectic right now. The dissing stuff with the music online. People dissing people dissing people, and I don't know what can happen right now. It's too out of control. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments though. I'm out.